Just wanted to quickly show you a little device picked up from Cables and Leeds. They're in Derby. Cables and Leeds. They're on Twitter at cables_leeds. They're quite active on Twitter as well, so it's quite good to ask them about items that they've got on their site. So I picked up this. It's the car lighter converter, 12 volt, which converts it to two USB, 5 volt USB sockets there, 500 milliamps, but also two normal 12 volt sockets there, so you can obviously plug in anything that you usually would plug in, but also if you plug in something like a Motor Monkey or the normal USB converters, then you can potentially get another 2 amps of charging on there for your iPhone. So plug your iPhones into there. Your iPhone won't charge off the 500 ones, but the 500 milliamp ones are fine for things like the MiFi, the Extreme Power Traveller Extreme, Power Monkey Extreme battery. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to mount it in the caravan now, but the caravan runs on 12 volts from a leisure battery, and what they have in the caravans is they have these 2-pin sort of sockets, which then can be taken down into the same car type sockets. So you plug these in, or obviously you can, I'm thinking of hardwiring this in. It comes with a little sticky pad as well, so that you can mount it. Got covers up here with the stereo. There's stereo in there, so I might mount it up there on the side of that, and I might just hardwire that in with an inline fuse, but I might hardwire that into behind the stereo, 12 volts straight in. But if not, obviously plug that into the system, which is down there. It's got a little LED. It's red now. So yeah, you've got 500 milliamps, which will quite happily, as I say, do a MiFi. I did a test last night, put quite a few devices on. That's now charging that. It will do the Power Monkey Extreme battery. This is designed to be charged from solar panels, so the voltage is not such a problem on that, because as soon as the voltage drops on the solar panel, this still continues to charge. This will quite happily charge from 500 milliamps. So again, you don't want to blow any fuses you've got on your 12 volt system, so this is probably why these are 500, because if you imagine you had 1 amps on each one of those, and then put two sort of 1 amp Motor Monkeys in there for powering your iPhones, then that's 4, and some devices are doing 2. So I think these have got 5 amp fuses in, so that's powering them too. And then things like the Kensington, even just take these out. Depending on what sort of system you've got and where you do need light, obviously you've got little devices like this, which is just the LED lamps. So, but they sort of bend into position. So you can imagine if that was mounted, then you've got a reading light there running off the 12 volts, and it's quite important because, especially in a caravan, if you're running from a leisure battery, you want to last as long as possible. You don't want to do any power inverting and trying to use sockets up. So you want to run everything from 12 volts just to maximise the power. I've got a solar panel as well, which will obviously try to as much as possible condition the leisure battery, and then use the 12 volts to run lighting. There's light, obviously there's lighting anyway, but this is just a great sort of addition, because for £5.98 delivered, something like that in here or in a car is pretty good, because you certainly run out of sockets. 12 volt sockets, as I say, the 2-pin 12 volt sockets, I think there's 2 in here, so I could either if I don't utilise them and wire this straight in, then that's going to be pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. I took a picture last night with 4 devices running on it, and it seemed to be working really well. So yeah, 598 cables and leads. www.cables-leads.co.uk. Again on Twitter. Check them out because we've got some good stuff. So there you go.